10 and divided it by 10.833 and got this one. So there's one equation. Okay, I got, this one's gone. I don't have to worry about him. I got the horizontal component of this guy. 12.5 over 16.008 times 24. That's positive, going to the right, x component. That one's good. Next one's positive too. Going to the right. The next one's negative. Okay, if I take that 12, let me see what I got here. I've got all three of them. I'm going to take 12.5. I'm going to divide it by 16.008, and I'm going to multiply it by 2401.2. 1875. So this number right here is 1875. Okay, if I leave that on that side and move these two to the other side, this becomes a plus and a minus. So 1875 equals 12 divided by 16, and that was 0.7809 BC. And the next one is 4 divided by 10, and that's a minus 0.3846 BG. Equals at 1875. There's two equations, two unknowns. 1, 2. Put them in your matrix calculator, push a few buttons, and my output was this. BC came out positive, so my arrow is right. So this arrow is right, and it's 2000. That's good. And the BG came out negative, so my arrow was wrong. A1246. Okay, picture's up to date. We're all set. Let's move to the joint 3. We get that, we've got her made. You can see it takes a little bit of work. This isn't the easiest thing in the world. It's not mathematically that challenging. It's just keeping track of data. Okay, let me put the last joint. That's joint 3. I'll draw it. Looks like this, looks like this, and looks like this. And this number is 1875. And this letter is BG. And this letter is CG. And this letter is FG. And I got an arrow right there that's pointing down, so I'll put him there, and this is 8/12/46. 8/12/46. And this little triangle was this one. And if you try this one, you'll get that. Where I get the 8.33, drop a line right here. Half of 16 is 8.33. It's 20 tall. There's my 20, 8.33. The diagonal is 21.66. So there's my picture right there. I'm going to get rid of this so I don't confuse you and me both. Okay, we got her. Let's do it. Sum of the forces in the y have to add up to 0. What do I have here? I've got those two are nothing to worry about. Looks like I got this guy, so it's 10 divided by 10.833 times 812.46, and it's going downward. I'm just going to put this as a arrow, no special reason, just throw it in there. It's going to come out in the wash. Okay? So this one is going to be a plus 20 over 21.66 CG. And if you do the math, I think you're going to find out that the over to the side, both sides are positive. Divide it by this. If you divide it by that, I think you're going to get a 1. And if you get a 1, that means CG came out positive. That means the arrow's right. So I can come over here, put this arrow and this arrow here. Put that there. That's done. And then the last thing we'll do is find out the FG. I'm just going to put it here just for the heck of it. Okay, let's do it. I got the other arrows right. Everything in the X have to add up to 0. So let's do it. I got 1875 going to my left. I got what did FG come out to? Did I do it? Huh. Okay, 1875. I've got this guy. 4 going to the right. And that's 812. I got this guy going to the right. CG is right here, 812.46. I've got that guy going to the right. Okay, I'm going to take and figure out what that number is right there with the calculator. 4.1 and a bunch of 6s. 4.1 and a bunch of 6s divided by 10.8 and a bunch of 3s. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to multiply it by 812.46. 312 and a half. Now I'm going to add them. 312 and a half twice. 312 and a half plus 312 and a half is 625. 625 to this is 1250. So this whole mess right here is going to add up to a minus 1250. Came out positive, so my arrow was right, so I can come down here, put that arrow there, and put 1250 there, and I'm through the problem. So, stepwise, find the reaction. Symmetry, statics. Take your pick, whichever works. Get the reactions on it. I would go ahead and find my angles. If you want real angles, I mean, you don't like my way of doing it with that little triangle, which I think is by far the easiest, but you guys may not. You can find the angles, and if you did it, these two angles are the same, and they're at 67.38 degrees. So you only need two angles to do the whole truss. You need this angle, and you need that angle. And that'll get you everywhere you need to be. These angles up here are the same. If I draw a horizontal line through here, that angle and that angle are the same. That angle and that angle are the same. So If you got two angles, you could do everything. But I like using, just figure out how long. How do you figure out the length from A to B? That's what the triangle is. Go through. Some of them are going to work out pretty easy, like that last one. The next to last one was a bear. This is joint 3. The last one was a bear because you had two unknowns. None of the unknowns fell out. You ended up with two equations. The only tool you got. That's why we did those tools at the beginning of the semester. Solve simultaneous equations. Use your calculator, go to the Matrix app and plop in the numbers, and you're going to get numbers that hopefully make sense to you. And that should be it. Okay? Talk to you soon.